It's 2025, and we got thumbnails still looking like this. Like a 2005 Craigslist ad. Even a YouTube's algorithm pretends this one doesn't exist. All of your text is going to war, and nobody won. If confusion was the goal, this one is first place. Your thumbnail looks like a kindergarten art project. I clicked on your video just to dislike it because of the thumbnail. Okay, I'm sorry, that was mean. I'll undislike that. First things first, what are the most important topics? All right, look, we're gonna talk about what's effective, what not to do, some good poses, and look, right, it's an art in a lot of ways.
All right, let's talk about what's effective. First and foremost, make sure the subject of your thumbnail is big and prominent. Too many times I have seen thumbnails that have such good potential, but the subject is just way too small. If there's no action or nothing happening, from like here down, crop all the way up to as far as you can. The biggest thing is any hand movements or your face. One little bonus tip also is keep the hand movements as close to your subject as possible. As natural as it is to point like this, that won't work for a thumbnail. So point like this or point like this, something that is a lot closer to the body. So when you put it in the thumbnail, you can blow it up nice and large. It just looks better. With the K-Zoom example, if we enlarged our subjects here, it would be just exponentially more impactful. All right, your secondary objects or themes should be more towards the background. If you have, say, a review, put that behind the subject, make it large, but not overtaking your main point, your main emphasis. Still be sure to make it as true to the video as you can. Some content is so good, it actually is more effective to just simply take a frame from the video itself and use that as the thumbnail. The only thing I'd say for this is touch it up just slightly to make it a little bit more interesting, spice it up just enough. But if that's not you, use the hierarchy of attention. What does your eye go to first, second, and then third? What maybe distracts the eye? I would try to stick to 1 to 3 main important things that people can land on. Too much and people can start getting distracted and not really understanding what you're trying to emphasize with your thumbnail. Not always, but definitely can. On top of this, think about how people are going to view this thumbnail. On a computer, on a phone, on a TV. It may seem good in Photoshop or Canva, whatever you use, but put it on a small screen and it'll look a lot different. You may not realize it, but a lot of people will unknowingly pick out when something is edited poorly with, say bad cutouts or lazy or just gross text. Now, of course, this gets into graphic design just a little bit, so I'll tread lightly, but the overarching key here is good color and consistent font. Stick with those. If you got bright colors in your color palette, let's say pinks, bright blues, even red, use them lightly as they're already going to stand out, and try to use neutral colors to balance those together. That's good use of color.
All right, what not to do? Bad poses and bad photos. Please have quality photos for the love of everything. It's 2025, an iPhone will work just fine. It will. Get near a window, find decent lighting, shoot a decent thumbnail of your face if that's what you're going for. But please, time and time again, half of the problem with bad thumbnails is just horrible bad photos. I almost always take a photo after the shoot for the thumbnail, just in case after everything is edited and stuff, you don't end up making a thumbnail, you have something that you can use. Give it some thought. Right, I would come up with 3 ideas that you can make a thumbnail with. My last video, I had to play disc golf with weighted, I didn't have to. I chose to play disc golf with weighted gloves. I made 3 thumbnails, right? Thumbnail 1, thumbnail 2, and thumbnail 3. This was the thumbnail I took at the shoot, but later on, we took this one, which I personally did not think it was going to actually become one of the thumbnails I chose. And this one, to be honest, I thought was gonna be the best. It turned out to be the worst, and we ended up scrapping it later on. All right, poor cutouts. I think most of the time when I talk about poor cutouts, yes, it might have to do with Photoshop, but I think most of the time your subject is not big enough. It's not taking up most of the frame. I started making K-Zoom's thumbnails, and before, maybe the content was there, it just wasn't taking up the scene. You have maybe a good pose, a good photo, but it's so small that half the time people can't really see what is even going on. Make the subject take as much of the frame as possible. Poor composition is part of that. Think about the rule of thirds. Either place your subject on the left side, on the right side, or in the middle. For beginners, at least this will be good. God, okay, and lastly, bad text and just bad background items in general. Oh my goodness, I swear, 90% of the time, 90% of bad thumbnails comes from poor font choice or just really bad choices when it comes to background things. Guys, speech bubbles almost never hit, okay? It's like an art in a lot of ways. It's about getting someone's attention and then moving their attention throughout the entire piece. And in art, there's a lot of those same principles used. Where does the eye go first? Second? Third? Why does someone stare at something for longer than 3 seconds? How does negative space impact someone's attention? Now, of course, within YouTube, there are a few factors that can alter all of this. For one, if there's a popular YouTuber, it really usually doesn't matter whether that person has a good thumbnail or not. People will just click on it for that person. If there's a hot topic circulating, sports, if there's a news thing, usually the thumbnail kind of just goes out the window because people just want to know what happened with the event. But if you'd like to watch me make my own thumbnails from start to finish, comment the word thumbnail in the comment section, or just text me, or you could email. And if you realize that after this, you don't really want to make your own thumbnails, hit me up. I'll make them. I'll just make them for you. And if you're looking for some inspiration, which I think you should do, go ahead and check out some of these folks. I would personally say they make pretty good thumbnails. They do pretty good. So, yep. Okay, that's all. Peace.